I work at Info Machine, and Info Machine, we make code. We basically is just the basic kind of hippie consultancy. When I got into programming, I thought I'd kind of be like the John Travolta, dancing everywhere, kind of like being really cool. But I realized that I'm actually Mr. Wolf of the programming, which is to come and deal with problems that other people have. So that's my kind of career. So I thought I'd put something much more interesting, which has nothing to do with my career really. Since I'm from the UK, you might have noticed we've had some politics in the UK. We had a vote on how much we liked this person, and the British 17.4 million people didn't like this person. So getting the bus here to the airport today, I had to provide some money to the bus driver. That's good fun. True story, this is not a joke. Well, it's a joke, because I'm going to tell you otherwise, but it's a true story. Actually, next week, I'm doing some work which has been outsourced from the Czech Republic to the UK, because it's cheaper to do it in the UK. So I'm going to talk about inputs. Inputs is an easy way for your Python program to listen for user input. And whenever I tell people about this, they say, surely something exists already. Surely it's in the standard library already. Surely it does everything already. So with the Internet of Things, this is my current toy, which I got given at PyCon UK, which is a microbit, which is a bit less. This won't run inputs, but the Raspberry Pis is what I really designed it for. And if you think about the Internet of Things and Moore's law, then perhaps in a few years, the Raspberry Pi will be the Internet of Things in that sense. So it's still a little bit high-powered for embedding it into too many things, but it's a very impressive device. So one of the things I found was that people were using Pygame or PyGTK just to get input onto a device that often doesn't have a screen. So if it's a robot, or if it's something like this with a alternative display on it, people are using quite complicated graphical tools just to take user input. So I wrote inputs, and because it's Pythonic, I decided to also support Raspberry Pi, also support Linux, Windows, and Apple Mac. So I'm going to show you how it works. So it's quite common if you have an Internet of Things application or industrial application not to have a screen on something, or if you're doing like a digital display. So say, for example, you got a job to put some displays about, but you want a debug panel. It might be that the program that's doing the display, you've got no control over because it'll be a proprietary program, or it'll be a web browser, but you want to have a debug panel. Inputs is a really good thing for doing that. So I will demonstrate how it all works. It's very simple. Let me just show you quickly, and then I'll do another joke. It's a very high level thing. You just pip install inputs. You see that? Here we go. And you install it, as you have it already. It's very simple. You just go from inputs, import devices, and that will give you an object that has all your devices that is currently attached to the system. So we know there's a keyboard, a gamepad, and a mouse attached to this keyboard, attached to the computer already, and you can just also I haven't found the keyboard. I haven't found the mouse either. This is not my computer. There is, depending on which Linux distribution you have, you may have permissions problems, and if you might have to add your user to the group inputs. So I'm not on the group inputs, but on the Raspberry Pi it works automatically, and on the Apple Mac and Windows it works automatically. But on the Apple Mac you do need Xcode tools installed. which takes some time. So let's see if we can get anything. So another high level, even higher level approach is a few functions I'll put in that are a bit like the raw input function in the standard library, so built into Python. So hopefully that's something I am got permission to access. Great. And it's really stupid. All you need to do is just say events equals get gamepad. And that will give you all the queued events for the gamepad as attached. So, interesting concept is that it tries to be slightly clever in the sense that if you attach a device, it should just work automatically. So I put the inputs library online, and then I found that lots of people were using gamepads like this with it. And the cool thing, I'm a bit scared to do it now, but we'll find out. Hopefully it'll show up. Oh yeah, okay, it's come out as okay, but anyway, my point is that that it should have a go at doing. Oh, okay. Scratch that. These gamepads are a bit. The PlayStation gives out massive amounts of power over USB, and this laptop doesn't. So I don't think it's actually finding it. Let's just try. Oh, but I've got an alternative to dancing. Oh, it's kind of found it. But okay, let's just push them. What you do is, I'll stick with this one. What we're going to do is, let's just be very simple. Just print out all the information about it. Oh, what have I done?
You need to call dir.
Huh?
You need to call dir.
Ah. So I need to call there. Sure. Okay, that looks better. No. Or event and get gamepad. Okay, let's just work our way up. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh yeah, you need to kill the. Oh, I don't know. Let's be simpler. Okay, that'll do anyway. So my basic point is that without knowing anything about what the actual device is, it will have a go and produce useful information. Now, I thought I'd actually demonstrate it in a program. So one of the classic things in pip is the old piano. So what I've done is, it works. I've taken the user inputs, the inputs from the device, and every time I press a key, it should hopefully make a note. So let's see if it works. Okay, so good, so far so good. Okay, I have to warn you that I'm a guitarist and I can't really play the piano at all whatsoever. So this is going to come out really wrong. Okay, so let me just try. Okay, and also It's been a while since my Street Fighter 2 days, all right? So just bear with me, all right, ready? Oh, okay. And if you were born before the 80s, you might not get this, I'm sorry. Okay. But you had an old song for the people who are older. All right. There we go. And then the only two piano songs I could play which had 4 notes. And only 4 notes. So why am I talking about inputs? I'm talking about it because the point I've got to it with it is that it roughly does the same thing on I didn't talk about the classes, but that's okay. It roughly does the same thing on Linux, Windows, Apple Mac, Raspberry Pi, etc. But it's still quite a low-level library in that sense. So what would be really interesting would be that the more users I get with it, then the more patterns I can see, and then the more patterns I can see, we can have a kind of more Pythonic, abstract, higher-level library. So if you're making like a Raspberry Pi robot, or you're making like display that needs a debug panel, or you're making any other thing without a screen, or where you just want really quick, easy-to-use inputs, I'd invite you to try it, and then also to give feedback, because I've had some great feedback already, but the more feedback I can get, then the more higher level we can make the library, and then the easier it is. One thing I'd like to point out is that the library is actually, you can pip install it, you can also get it from GitHub, but you also, if you're really lazy, it is just one module, it's just one file, so you can just cut and paste it into your project, and it will just work if you are too cool to use pip. And that's about all I want to say. So thank you very much for listening, and any questions people want to have? Oh, yeah. Pardon? Will it work with MicroPython? I guess it could. The problem is the USB libraries for the on a posher MicroPython thing, I'm sure it would work, yeah, because it's pretty pure Python. But with this, you won't have enough RAM to bring up a USB stack. So that's why I'm saying that, you know, it's Internet of Things, but it's kind of the chubby Internet of Things rather than really, really small Internet of Things approach.